On this week's program, DMU gives us an MLM for DMs to run a D&D OF. Cult News drinks the wrong Kool-Aid before addressing Harmony Ginger. Joel the Complete DM completely bombs on Session 0. And Memes Lich misses the meaning. That's right, folks. It is that time of the week. Monday means intelligence as a dump stat. The most lukewarm takes on the TTRPG web for the week, delivered with all the reverence and decorum that they deserve. I'm Daniel. Welcome to Driving and Dragons. While you're here, hit the like button, share the video with your friends, subscribe to the channel so you never miss a beat in the brainlessness, and while you're here, leave a comment on what I missed that deserved to be on the list this week. After all, there is a lot of stupid on the internet, especially on social media, so I'm spoiled for choice here. I do actually have more mechanic footage for you guys today. Nothing special, just a pad slap on the truck to get through until the rear pads are done and I go in and replace all 4 rotors. But it's not driving, it's repairing today. Remember that paid members on my Patreon will automatically get entered to win the channel project car, and all earnings from the channel goes towards that end. Just for the record, no, I don't spend channel earnings on my personal vehicles, even when they do appear on camera. So, with the YouTube gods appeased, it's time to get stupid. We start with the news that is all the rage on X. DM University. Yes, friends, it's the people from Holiday Magic offering their same success model for your games with Vancian Magic. For those of you who don't know, likely because you are younger than the internet, Holiday Magic was a makeup direct sales company similar to Mary Kay or Avon that was founded back in the 60s. The issue with Holiday Magic was that it was determined that they would need to have more makeup in stock than currently existed in the United States in order to have a sufficient inventory for new members to make money from anything. Well, anything other than selling Holiday Magic Leadership Dynamics and Mind Dynamics courses to the people who signed up under them. You know, pyramid scheme. Now, you too can get in on the bottom floor of your very own business model of Giza, all while playing the games you love with Dungeon Master University and start playing games. You see, first you shell out like $2,500 to take the classes on how to be a professional dungeon master. That's right, for $2,500, they will teach you how to do what millions of preteens were able to figure out on their own simply by reading the damned rule books for free. In addition to classes on how to figure out which side of the playpen smells funny, you can earn your investment back 10, 100, or even 1,000-fold. How? Because they have OnlyFans. I mean, start playing games. A website where players can sign up to play games with a verified and credentialed DMU game master of their choice with games starting at all different price points. That's right. They charge $2,500 to train those DMs to ensure the quality of the games offered on their site, where you can sign up to pay for them to perform on camera for you. But it isn't OnlyFans. Naked Dungeon Masters cost extra. Also, I'm sure that they will all roll out a legacy alumni program where you can get paid a piece of the $2,500 charged to any person you refer. After you get 10 friends or family members to pay for DMU, you start making profit. But there's more. You can even get a cut of the people they recruit. So if you sign up to, and they each sign up to, and they each sign up to, well, your $2,500 just made you 10 grand. What a deal. And you didn't even have to pay the druid for enough Goodberry to fill your garage. You know what makes this even worse? Folks like Cult News over on X who actually low-key defended this BS. I'll once again remind you that for 55 years, millions of 13-year-olds have successfully taught themselves how to run TTRPGs on their own with just the rule books and some friends. Granted, people seem to be less intelligent as time goes by, and Lord knows that Einstein was right when he said the only things that are infinite are the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. But let's face it, it isn't all that difficult to be a GM, or even a good GM. It is almost like these companies spent millions on developers to make a system that was easy to learn so as not to run off potential customers. At least not before they've had the chance to get on X and run them off themselves. So, when Harmony Ginger posted that she promises you that you don't need to pay $1,500 or more to run a good game, I didn't really expect much in the way of objection. But that's when Cult News showed up. Now, it would seem that he has since deleted this post. But he replied to Harmony, quote, mid-wit take, GMing is harder than movie direction, unquote. Now, maybe this was sarcasm that didn't land, or maybe he was just trying to be glib. After all, suggesting that GMing is some great and difficult undertaking and not just the TTRPG equivalent of being the banker in Monopoly is peak idiocy. Of course, he also still unironically QT's Emmy, so he can't really be all that bright. Guess he figures that he can sign up for some steamy girl GMs on Start Playing Games at 24.99% interest on his Amex card. We have some friendly fire as a palate cleanser here this week. Joel, the complete DM, stepped in at this time. What did he come out with? Quote, here's what I think about Session 0. I don't think about it at all, because it's a thing some dork who doesn't like confrontation made up. If someone gets offended at whatever, smooth it over and just move on. Or kick people. Or just don't play with crybabies, unquote. So the complete DM completely misses the point and the definition of Session 0. As stated here before, we have always had Session 0. Now, I first remember hearing that term for it in the later days of 3.5, but we always did it. With long-standing groups, it was generally just rolling characters and setting expectations for the game. Yes, you go over content and tone. No, that isn't because people are afraid of confrontation or you're trying to spare people's feelings. Maybe it's because you're running a gothic horror game and you don't want that one guy showing up with Pogo the Clown, the Bard one-liner machine. Perhaps you're running a gritty low magic war story and that half-dragon sorcerer isn't a fit. Perhaps you aren't allowing certain supplements, races, or classes. Perhaps you're running for a new group and you don't want people who aren't into whatever theme you're offering to waste everyone's time by walking out after 2 to 3 sessions and having to be replaced. Session 0 is not safety tools, and the OSR guys who are ironically oversensitive to anything they perceive as modern player nonsense need to learn that. Session 0, more like Intelligence 3. While we have what would be some dishonorable mentions from folks like Flooded Realms, NW Bro Janeway, Eclectic Goat, and a tag team of Patty's Parlor and Cyrus Wright, the final slot on this week's list goes to Memeslich. Now, Memeslich isn't one to be taken seriously. It is, as the name says, a memes account. That is, it's just unapologetically engagement farming with every post that isn't rage and or clickbaiting. But he posts a hot take every now and then, and this time he posted one that was tepid at best. If your Dungeons & Dragons rogue has ethics, you built them wrong. This is idiotic. The entire reason the class was changed from thief to rogue was because the archetype was far more expansive than a sneak thief cat burglar. Now, you can argue that the use of the word rogue implies a certain level of honesty here, but as presented, at worst it implies a certain level of disaffected irresponsibility. A rogue can even be an extremely principled character without subversion of the trope. Guy on a bomb squad, explosive specialist, definitely in the rogue skill set, definitely not inherently unethical. This is a trap that we often fall into in the TTRPG world. We have classes based on literary tropes that developed into their own gaming tropes that are now merely sad facsimiles, like taking a Larry Elmore original and making photocopies of the photocopies of the photocopies until it becomes something that a mother wouldn't hang on their refrigerator. But anyway, that's all the idiocy that I can stand for the day. So please remember to hit up my Patreon and donate to the BC Headache Powder Fund, and I'll see you guys next time.